Happy Friday! Thanks for joining me tonight. We are working on my little Tyranno dress up. So we have my Tyranno embroidery kit, the little dinosaur. And when you get the kit, there is now a free pattern where you can dress him up. So I have some winter clothes, some hats, a few little things to dress him up as. Some little examples on there. So that is what we're doing tonight. We've already dressed him up and now we are stitching him. And I'm going to attempt to do the turkey work stitch for the first time today. So we'll see how that goes. So thanks for joining me. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make cute embroidery kits for the beginning crafter. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and it's a time that we can relax and craft together. I'm here for about an hour, and I work on projects all the way through, so you can be part of the whole process along the way. And this is going to be fun. We're just playing around. We had some extra time this week. This is actually the Aurifil Block of the Month week, but we finished that in 2 days. So we've been getting some embroidery done and playing around. So tonight, again, we are working on the Tyranno Dress Up. And it's been fun. He has a little hat on and the little pom-pom, the little poof, we're going to try and do turkey work with. So I think I have a plan. I literally watched a video just now for it, and I'm trying to keep it fresh in my head, and then we'll test it out today. So I know some of you know how to do it already, so you'll help me along the way. So thank you guys. Let's get going. All right, hello everyone. So let's scooch down here right away. Okay, so I have Marie's little needle minder on here. So again, a needle minder is just a magnet that there's a magnet on the front and the back, so you can just kind of take it off. But, you know, instead of just plopping your needle around here on the ground, you can just plop it on there, little magnet, and it can just hang out there instead and you won't lose it. A way to mind your needles. So I want to do turkey work on his little hat here. But first I'm going to just use up this floss. So we'll continue with this little kind of cable for this cable knit hat that he's wearing. We'll work on that first. And once we're done with this floss, then we will prep for the turkey work. And I think we're just going to go right in and give it a try. We're not going to test it out anywhere. I'm just going to go from quick memory here and try and do it. So turkey work is a way that you can get like really a fluffy little design going. And so I've seen it before. I've watched, you know, I've looked at how-tos and stuff before, but I've never actually done it. So this will be fun. I'm excited to give it a go. So first, let's just use up this thread. And I think there were some good suggestions from last night. I think I'm going to combine some thread colors together too. So we'll get like, kind of like the pom-poms I've been making out of all my scrap floss. Actually, let's get one of those down here. Yeah, so like, here are my little pom-poms. This is like all scrap embroidery floss. So, and I've been just using different colors. So this is like 2 purples, but then I just put like little other flecks of stuff in. You know, this one's a little bit more intricate. We were trying to do like a rainbow here. But like this one too is just mostly one color, but then we put some flecks of another color in. I would like to have it be kind of like one of these little pom-poms. So, and I think it's actually going to look a whole lot like this. So I want to do maybe mostly one color and then maybe put like one strand of another color in. So we'll just like mix the strand colors and see how that works. But I think we're going to get something that mimics these pom-poms. So I'm kind of excited to see if that's actually the case. So I'm trying to get this chain stitch done quick so we can get crack-a-lacking on that right away. And I think I have a plan. Like I said, I have not done this before. So we'll see how that goes. You know what? I have this anchor stitch here. I think I'm going to use this same anchor stitch to start my reverse chain stitch. So I'm going to like go through this loop here. You can hold down both sides of the chain stitch. I'm thinking now. All right. So I do kind of want this little twisty in and out thing. So here, I on the last one I went over, and then I kind of tried to go underneath one of these stitches so it looked like an over under, like a real knit cable. So let's do the same thing here. This first one I'll go over. All right, and then I think we got to get one more stitch in here, and then the next one we'll try and go under that other cable. A lot of kind of threads to get in the way there, but I think we got it. I think I'm also going to use 6 strands of thread. So, you know what? I was actually pretty surprised, and this is going to make me, I'm going to like try and resolve this, but like I did not find any good really like drawn out instructions for how to do turkey work. I watched a few videos, but I mean videos are awesome, and that's really like how I learn best, but sometimes I just want like a quick read of it, and I did not find any very good turkey work examples. So I'm gonna have to draw up a turkey work pattern, I think, and I don't know. There just wasn't quite enough follow through on some of the patterns. I thought I was getting confused watching some of these videos too. So I don't know. Hopefully we figure it out here. I know some of you have done it before though. So if I will look at the comments, and if you're screaming, like just keep screaming at me if I'm doing something totally wonky. But I kind of have it in my head that it can't decide if it wants to be like a loose stem stitch or a back stitch is kind of what it is in my head right now. So we'll see how that goes. I think we can get. Oh, I'm happy. We're gonna finish all these cables, and then I'm gonna do this turkey work, and I'm gonna make it difficult for myself right away, as I do. When learning a new thing, I'm going to try and do it on a curve too, because we do want this kind of like pom-pom curve look. So we're going to try that. All right, here's my anchor stitch, and then I'm going to do my anchor stitch for coming down the other way right here. I think I'm going to have just enough thread for this. I hope so, at least. I pulled that maybe a little too much. I thought, oh, maybe it's easier with just going all the way down first, but it's easier keeping a tiny little loop there yet. I hope everyone's doing well tonight. Next time I see you guys, it will be, first of all, it'll be a new embroidery of the month, and it will also be a time change. So it'll also be an eve of an election, and it's just gonna be so dark outside. Oh, it's dark outside now, but it's gonna be dark outside a whole lot sooner. That's gonna be weird. It's always weird. So with that in mind, if you are in a time change area, I will be on as normal. However, it'll feel like an hour earlier. If your time does not change, you will need to, I will be on an hour later for you. So like if I'm on at like 2 in the afternoon for you, you're overseas somewhere, I'm on at 2 in the afternoon, I will now be on at 3 in the afternoon, if that makes sense. For everyone else that doesn't change, I will still be on at, like for me, I'm starting at 8:30 Central Time. So if you watch me at 9:30 is the start, you'll still be at 9:30. However, it will feel like 8:30 because we will have had a time change, but like the clock will be the same. If that makes sense. All right, we have this little cable knit hat. I think it looks pretty dang cute. All right, let's weave in the end. And let's prep for this turkey work. And like I said, we are going to just fully jump into it and see how it goes. And usually I like having like a drawing next to me or some sort of reference, but I don't have that today, and we're going to just completely go with what I have in my head. So hopefully that works out okay. I literally watched a video on how to do it 5 minutes ago, and I'm hoping. Okay, so here's the needle. I'm just gonna boop right there on my needle minder. Hopefully I can remember long enough to do this. So, all right, I want the main color of my turkey work to be this orange. So the pom-pom's gonna be this bright orange. This is the California poppy color. But I also want to add, I have this, this is the other bit of orange. What if we take like one strand of this, and I thought maybe like one strand of yellow. Let's see, how long is our yellow piece? Oh, quite long. So let's get like one strand of yellow. And let's blend this with the bright orange, and we'll have like little flecks of this in too. But I think I'm going to take away 2 strands. So I'm going to stitch with six strands. It seemed like when I was learning about turkey work 5 minutes ago, it seemed like people were erring on the side of stitching with 6 strands. And like all 6 strands of the floss. I'd probably be fine with these 8 strands, but that might be difficult to go through to the fabric. So I'm going to take 2 strands out of here. But the whole idea is we want this to be like super fluffy afterwards. I'm actually going to brush it out with a brush in theory, if it works. And the more of these little threads. Oops, sorry. The more of the little threads, the more fluffy it's going to be, I suppose. So, all right. So I took 2 strands out of there. So now I have 4 strands in here, and I'm going to add these 2 extra strands. So we're kind of blending into 6 strands here. I think that'll be like a fun, these colors are cute together. It'll be like a fun, fiery color. Okay. So, all right, so I'm going to just thread this. I'll weave in the end, but first I want to kind of draw out my path here. So, I have all these little loops drawn on here. They're kind of like, for like lazy daisy stitches in theory. I am going to just kind of draw some dome shapes here. I'm actually going to just draw one. I'm going to draw like my outer line. So I'm going to do like an outer line. That's going to be the most furthest away poof. And that's the row I'm going to do first. And then I'm going to keep filling it in as I go and end up in the middle. So I'm going to just kind of just draw one line here. So this, there we go. I think that's going to be my outer poof line. So the threads will actually go farther than this, but this is what I'm going to follow as my path. And once I get that first row done, I'm going to always start, okay, so I'm always going to start on the left side. Maybe, I'm sure there's ways around that. I'm sure there's, tricks to this, but I'm literally, like I said, just going on what I learned 5 minutes ago. So I'm going to start on this outer edge, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm just going to go right next to it over and over again until I'm right in the center there. So that's my plan. So let me know if that seems odd, but that's how I'm going to start. So I'm going to weave. Oh, wait, no, I don't have to weave in the end. I can actually start with all of this fluff on the outside. So I'm going to make a stitch just to the right, just barely to this line. So I'm going to go right in there. Ooh, and this is a lot of floss, so this is a little harder for me to pull through. All right, so I'm going to let it be about that long. So this is my end. It's just going to hang out there, okay? And now, so basically what turkey work is, it's a bunch of loops with some smaller stitches to tack down those loops. So that's kind of the deal. So this is like the first part. I can let the end be out like this because this is how actually the whole thing's going to look eventually here. So all right, I've gone in there. You know what? I think I'm going to get a little closer up for you guys. Let's go over here. I think I can get a bit closer. So there you go. Let me know if this looks a little bit better. So I'm going to hold down that loop, and I'm going to make like the tiny little back stitch almost. So I'm up a little bit further. I'm going to make a little back stitch over this first part. So I'm still just kind of following the line. There we go. All right, so that's basically our first stitch. So for the second stitch, I'm going to come up in the middle of that little back stitch, kind of in the same spot where these first, where I put this first little fringe in. Okay, and now we're going to make like a little loop. I'm going to make it about as long as this first little fringe. And we are going to go, like if we imagine that this is the size of our back stitch, we're going to go, like, so like here would be where the next stitch is. I'm going to go like in the middle of what that is. So I'm just going to go a hair over from this first little mini back stitch. So like this, we got our little loop here. All right. I might even pull it in a little bit. And then I am going to go a little further ahead and make that itty bitty back stitch on top of there. And I'm going to go right in where that last back stitch ended up. You know, so this bottom, the little bits feel like a back stitch, and then we just got these big loops in the middle of our back stitches. So there we go. We got kind of our first two little loopies there. Hopefully that makes sense so far. And we're going to keep doing that. So the next one, we're going to come up right where our last little loop stitch was. I have seen people go right in the middle though too, but I think we're going to come up right. We're going to go the more traditional route right now since it's my first time doing this. We're going to come up kind of right where the last stitch started. You know, it might actually be a little easier to go a hair to the left of it, just because then you're not going in the same hole. All right, this is our loop. So I'm just like getting my thumb in there again and holding a loop down. We're eventually going to cut all this, so this whole thing is going to be a pile of fluff. All right, so we're going in the middle of where that next back stitch would be. Out of here, floof. Okay, making sure that I'm not pulling my loop too much. Okay, and then let's make that tiny little back stitch. Yep, Patty says, look at the sparkly nails. Yep, these are my Halloween nails. I got the gray and black with the glitter going. All right, so that's the next stitch there. So we're basically going to keep up that process. So we're at the end of our arc loop, and then I'm going to start at the beginning again, and I'm going to do it right up against that edge. So I'm going to actually head back over here, and let's just keep going with a few of these. Oh, Kathy says, I have a pattern to make that has a horse's mane, but couldn't remember. Yep, it's called turkey work, or the turkey stitch. I've seen it called both. In my brain, it's called turkey work. So we're making loops, tacking them down. So it's like loops with like little rows of back stitches to hold them down and in the middle. So this is actually might take a little bit of time because maybe I made this space a little bit large. So if all we get done today is some turkey work, that's fine with me. I haven't done it before. I'm excited to give it a go. And actually, now that I got the hang of it, I think it might go pretty quick. Ugh, that guy's annoying. Stay there. Needle minder's right here. I do have it on today, Luann. I did plop it on there, and it's working swell. Oop, that guy's a little short, but I am planning on chopping these way down, I think, so I suppose it doesn't matter too much. Got a little ahead of myself. So all these are probably pretty long. And I'm realizing now that, wow, turkey work probably uses a ton of thread. This is a lot of loops. So another way that people use turkey work like this is to make flowers. So you could leave it loopy like this and just go around in a circle, and then you'd have like a really pretty little flower going. You could do just one row of it then. Oh, whoops, I came out the same hole. That doesn't work. Let's come out a little further then. I think I need to make my stitches a little bit bigger. Although the bigger stitches I do, the more it's, the less like a floofy it'll be ultimately, but I think we're going to be fine. So let me know, all y'all that know how to do turkey work, let me know if this is looking like how it's supposed to look. I think it's going okay. The only thing I'm thinking is, am I coming up in the right spot for these loops? I think maybe I just need a little bit bigger stitches. The little back stitches, I think. Alright, let's do, this will be the last little back stitch. How about that? Okay, so this will be row 1. Yep, Kathy, I'm going to be filling this entire little space right here. So this little hole that I have open here, that's what I'm thinking of filling. So yeah, so we'll have a few rows here. I'm definitely going to need new floss soon, but so that's row 1. It looks like a lot now, but I will chop this up. Okay, so Christy's saying, yes, that's looking good. The only thing I do differently is I split the previous stitch to make it more secure. So, oh, so you don't go, like, you don't, like, back stitch into the same hole. You go, like our split back stitches that we were doing, so you go, like, back a little bit further. Is that what you're saying? Let me know. All right, I'm going to start the next row, so I'm going to actually come all the way back here, and we're going to go like right up against that last row. And now I've heard people say like offset your loops, but I think I'm going to just be happy by getting some loops in here. Okay. We got to do our first little loop and a, so this I might not be doing right, but we're going to do a back stitch over both of these. That doesn't seem quite right, but it'll do, I'm thinking. Okay, so Christy says, yes, I go back a bit further like a split back stitch. It makes the loops closer together and in my mind secures it. Okay, great. That's what we're going to do. So, all right, I'm going to come back up kind of in the middle. Make our next loop. Wow, it's already so fuzzy. Okay, yeah. All right, so I'm going to split that back stitch a hair. There we go. Okay. All right, I think I get why that's... Then what's nice too is that stitch is farther away and I won't accidentally take it out, I don't think. All right, we are almost out of our first round of floss here, but all in all, I think it's kind of working. And I think these next rows will go much quicker. First of all, I feel like I know what I'm doing a little bit more now, and there's a lot less space to fill in. So we're basically pushing up the first row and then just doing a little the same thing. So if I pull these away, you can see that first row and its row of stitches, and then this one is just right underneath it. We're just sticking it right underneath. Okay, I feel like I'm gonna grab, like I got there you go. I thought that felt weird. I caught this little thread on the back here. Let's just tear that out. Ooh, look at it on the back. That is a lot of tight little stitches there. Interesting. Okay. Let's keep going. I'm excited for when we cut all these apart. So we're actually going to cut all these loops apart, and I'm going to get my little brush out, and we are going to brush them all out. So which separates the 6 strands of thread, and it turns it into like a poof that looks like this. This has all been brushed out with my little round brush that I have just sitting over here just for this purpose. All right, I'm glad we're doing this tonight. I always wanted to try this stitch, but I didn't really have any good reason other than just to try. It wasn't quite in the forefront of the brain enough, I suppose. So this is perfect. This gets me that out of my brain as having done it. It's a good trick for doing some fun stuff like this if we want to get a little fancy. It's pretty fun so far. All right, I'm almost out of thread, but I think I can just kind of end up with, if I end up with this kind of in an upright position. Like if I come up underneath like one of the locked stitches or something, then I think that would work. Okay, hopefully I can get one more stitch out of here. Oh yeah, for sure. We'll do this, one more loop, and then I'll pull it up. Ooh, there's a lot going through there. Ugh, I think this is going to have the exact effect that we want, though. I think we're going to have these fun loop-de-loop. Well, they won't look like loops anymore, but we're going to have this like super fun poof ball top onto this, and I'm excited to see what it looks like. Yeah, and I think maybe just 2 more rows will do the job. Okay, let's do a little locking stitch, and then I think I'm going to come up right where I left off here too with... Oh, I'm just barely... Okay, it felt like I was barely hanging on. Ugh, alright. This yellow came out. I need to just pull on it a little bit. Get some length. There we go. All right, let's try and thread this again. I just need to make like one more little tiny stitch. I think I can do it. Ugh, I'm gonna have to cut it though to get the needle in there. I think it'll be kind of fun, all the different colors together too. Let's do another version of that. All right. We made it. All right, so I'm gonna, I'll attach that down. And like I said, I think I'm gonna just come up through this same kind of spot here, and it'll kind of be locked down, I'm thinking. There we go, like so. Ha-ha! And I'm just gonna trim that off right there. All right. Well, that's working. I mean, it looks a pile of crazy right now, but we'll trim it down. We'll make it look like a nice little poof there. But we got a couple more rows there. I think just 2 will probably be plenty. Because remember, I have to backstitch over the top of this still, so if there's a tiny gap there, that'll just be good for the backstitch. So we're gonna just, gosh, maybe just 1 more row would do it. Let's see. All in all, I do need some more thread. So I have 2 more strands of this orange, so let's just get that. We'll just work with what we got going on here. So, or maybe I do want more of that orange, I don't know. I got 2 of these strands, so why don't we do that? Okay, let's get 1 more yellow, just so it's kind of consistent through here. I mean, I got 2 more yellows. Should we just do 2 yellows? That's what I got here. This front part will be a little bit more yellow than the back, but who cares? It's what we got. Let's just do it. All right, let's trim up some edges, just so we're clean. Okay, but man, this seemed a lot more confusing watching people do it and looking at the diagrams. I think it just seems confusing because there's a lot of stuff hanging out. Like, it just looks so busy, right? But in reality, it's like a little back stitch, but in between each back stitch, you're just making a loop. So it's as if you're trying to do 2 stitches at once. It's like you're trying to do a row of back stitches, but at the same time you're trying to do basically another row of back stitches, but that you leave big and loopy. So it's almost if I had 2 lines and I wanted to stitch them both at the same time. So I did a stitch here, and then I did a stitch up here. Then I did a stitch here, and then a stitch up there. So if you think about it like that, I think that's kind of what it feels like a little bit, I think. All right, starting this next row from the front, and we'll leave the little poof on the end. All right, and then we'll get our locking stitch in. I think we'll do 1 more row after this, right in the middle. Loop. Yeah, it just looks and feels busy, and I think that's making it misleadingly difficult. But I don't actually think it is difficult. Oh, absolutely. Amy's saying, I think this stitch with smaller loops would be really pretty flower centers. You could do big loops for the outside, and then you could do little ones for the centers, but you could trim the little ones, so you could have like the middle be fuzzy and then the outside be these petally loops. That would be really fun. So yes, there's definitely tons of room to explore with this, especially for flowers, I think. So the more rows and the closer you get them together, the floofier it's going to be. So I think we are going to try that last little row. Because I want a floofy floof top here. Oh, Marie says, were you able to strike a deal on the scissors? I really want a pair in blue. Oh, I love that. If you can get them, but I don't object to purple either. Oh, I'm thinking like a turquoise or teal, not navy blue. Okay, I will keep that in mind because samples are being sent to me, so they're coming in the mail, and then if they look good, then we'll go ahead and order some. I'm thinking it might be fun getting them in some of the colors of the floss. I don't know how well those will be able to be matched, but ideally I think it'd be fun to have them match some of the floss colors. So we have that like winter morning blue that could be really pretty maybe. I'm going to see what he sends, and then we'll decide, but yes, a blue would be awesome. All right. There's really not room for more, but I kind of do want to do like one loop in the middle here, so we're going to stuff a few more in here. We're going to stuff 2 more in here. Another row. And then we'll be done. This is probably plenty. We're going to have to really stuff that back stitch in here to outline this. Come on, guy. There we go. It's the locking stitch, and I'm going to do one more, and then we'll call it a day. Yay, and then we get to snip it apart. It's going to be awesome. Ooh, and Kathy says, in yellow? Ooh, yellow would be so pretty for a scissors, wouldn't it? Yeah, let me know your suggestions. I think I can mix and match them, so I can get some of a lot of colors, I think. So maybe I'll do that. Get a bunch of colors. And there's that, and then we'll come up with that final, just like thread up there through the locked stitch, I think. Seems like makes sense to end it this way, and there's so much floof here. Okay, let's trim that. So if we wanted it loopy and this long, we could actually leave it like that. Looks a little silly. I want to make it a little bit smaller, a little bit more proportional to the hat. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to actually take my scissors. Oh, I'm almost going to lose my needle all over again here. So let's plop that on the needle minder for now. But let's go through each one of these loops and just cut them. So I'm just going to kind of, I suppose maybe let's be strategic. Let's go across the whole thing. I want to make sure that all of them are cut. So I'm just coming up in the middle of these loops. I want to get all of them. It's cute. And then I'm going to brush them out, and then I think we'll trim them down. I think I missed a couple little loop-de-doops here. It's so cute. All right, I think we got them all. Okay. All right, so this is the fun part. This is where I'm going to take my little brush. I use this one here because it's got all the little, little small spikies. But this is what I used on these to get the really nice kind of fluff. And all we're really doing is taking that 6-strand of embroidery floss and like dividing all the strands. So I'm going to try not to hit my cable knit stitches here. I'm just going to kind of try and brush through here. And I'm trying to be gentle here too, because, I don't know how well I did at holding all these stitches down with those back stitches, but we are just going to... This always just feels so funny using this brush on the embroidery floss, but look, it's getting all silky and floofy. Okay, cute. All kind of brushed up. All right, now I'm gonna trim it. I want it to look more like a rounded poof ball. So, gosh, yeah, we'll still use the scissors. I'm just gonna trim it. I think I'm gonna make it kind of shorter in the front, so it almost looks like, a rounded poof ball. Like it's shorter and then gets a bit longer. I don't know if that's a great idea, but we're gonna give it a try. Yeah, I want kind of like a rounded bottom. This is where it's haircut time. Shake it off. Oh man, we are gonna make a pile of floof here tonight, aren't we? Okay, yeah, I want a round feeling. You're too long back here. It's so silly. Okay, I am really, really happy with how this is looking. It's so cute, and I love that we blended the colors together too. All right, I think it's looking a little bit more round. It's pretty full, isn't it? Here, I'm going to just try and shake it off a little bit. Get all that floop out of the way. Now I need like a... Oh, hey! I was thinking now I need a lint roller, and I happen to actually have one. I cleaned up here today, and I actually do have a lint roller on hand here, so let's just get some of these side floofs away, and then keep going, keep seeing what we got if we need to trim it anymore. This little yellow piece is acting up. Let's just trim them. Okay, this is really fun. Alright, I think I'm going to be doing this a lot more often in little projects here and there. I think that kind of looks good just like that. Let's get rid of more of our little guys on the side. There, it looks like just kind of a big round poof, right? I don't think it looks too weird. I don't think anything looks too out of place. It's cute! There, look at his hat! Alright, I had a lot of fun with that. So let's finish up this hat. I think let's use more of this tiger lily around the top, and then maybe we'll do the bright orange maybe at the bottom. I don't know, we'll see. So let's just grab a little bit here, and we'll separate into the 3 strands. I probably needed a little bit more than this, but maybe not. Oh yeah, it's a full moon tomorrow on Halloween as well. We'll have to walk around the neighborhood, and I think it's supposed to be really nice out too. Well, nice is relative, I suppose, but it's supposed to be, I think, in the 50s by us here, which, having been in the 20s, is a heat wave, so I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so let's just quick weave in the end here. And get going. I want to see what this looks like done, this cute little hat. I'm not sure I could imagine doing a whole giant, like filling a whole space with this turkey work though. Like I think this little poof like this is like just the right amount of just the right amount of turkey work. Um, I think maybe that's what it was intimidating because I think I've seen like designs where it's like, you know, a giant sheep or something that was filled with it, or something that had a whole lot of it, and in my head I'm just like, oh my gosh, that would take forever. So I never got, you know, any project in line to do it. So I'm kind of poofing or shushing this out of the way, but I do want to kind of poof it down or shush it down again when I'm done with this outline. But um, I don't want to catch any of these little threads in my backstitch here. Oh, it's Halloween for Dee Dee. Yeah, all y'all in the future, over on the other side of the world. It is your Halloween. Oh, that's fun. Oh, Marie said I could see putting little pom poms like this on the ice skates. I like that idea. We'll have to potentially give that a go. I think that sounds super cute. Ugh, okay, there's a lot happening here, so I think I'm going to just make one giant back stitch here. It's going to be basically covered up anyway. So yeah, it took us like 40 minutes to fill this tiny little space or something, so if that's any indication on what filling a large space would be with this turkey work, man, I don't know. It'd be a whole deal. But awfully cute. And again, I'll try and take a good picture when we're done here to post in the group, just because I think you can just see it a little bit better. I can maybe cut the poof down a little bit more, but it's kind of silly this big. And that was pretty popular, or I think it's still pretty popular to have like the really big poofs on top of the stocking caps. So I think it still kind of fits. Actually, I think I'm gonna do. Well, I don't know. Should I do the bottom in a different color? Poof this down again. I think there's maybe a couple in here that need to be trimmed a little bit yet. These guys. I think I do want to do that in the orange color, the bright orange. So let's switch. We're being real picky here with colors today, but I think that's kind of fun. All right, snip. It's silly. All right, let's get a little piece of this brighter orange for the bottom of the hat and all these little lines in the middle there. It's funny. I like it. So when we have a moment here and there during, well, whenever coming up during the week, we'll have to work on this guy a little bit more. feels good to laugh at a project. I think it's just funny. Just putting a poof on a stocking cap for a dinosaur this evening. Nothing special. Alright, I think we'll do all the lines first. And then do the outline next. So I think we'll get this hat done tonight, but I think that's probably about it. Okay, so I'm just gonna do these in like one big stitch, I think. This is kind of like the little rib on the hat. So we can see his like head going through the hat still, but that'll come off with the water-soluble marker. We just have to remember not to stitch on it. This hat is too freaking adorable. All right, I would love to, I don't know if we'll get there tonight yet, but I would love to do his little other eyebrow and his eyes potentially. Then we'd kind of have the whole head done. Oh, interesting. I don't know, know Lenore. Lenore's asking if anyone has found floss thinner than usual. She did a Halloween using 3 oranges, black and white, and the white seemed thinner, so thinner than the other colors. Yeah, that's interesting. No, I haven't. I mean, maybe that's happened, but it hasn't jumped out at me as a thing that sticks in my head. Oh, Gretchen says that, I wish I had that needle minder. I love that. Marie made it. So I don't know if she sells them or not, but yeah, isn't it adorable? It's all crocheted. It actually almost looks like turkey work. It's like the crocheted version of kind of what we've been doing tonight with the little cute loops and stuff. It's pretty adorable. I do like the little cable knit hat. I think that turned out fun. The little cables. Oh, here's the needle minder Maru. So it's a cute little crocheted sunflower, and then the back is also crocheted. And if I take that off, they each have like it's like a little button with a magnet. So the front actually came off just because I took the back magnet off, and so there's the front and the 2 magnets together on either side of the fabric, and then you can just plop the needle right on there and it'll hold it. I'm hoping to make some in the new year. I want to make some little needle minders that are kind of like little pins almost, but they'll be magnetic like this is, but they'll look like, like my lion pin, for example. I don't know if you guys remember that. So I know I've asked before, but if you have any thoughts on what you'd like to see for that, let me know. I'll be working on that soon too, hopefully. Alright, I think we'll just have probably time to get through this hat, although we have a little time yet, and I think I'll get around this head, this rib pretty quickly. Fun. So I was definitely nervous before coming on and doing this tonight because, like I said, I just saw it that one time, and I've seen it, but I just right before coming on here, I tried to look up a few tutorials and speed through them a little bit, and I'm like, I'm not sure I get it, and try to watch again, and so, but like I said, kind of in practice, it makes sense. Like I said, it's kind of like stitching two rows at once, like stitching one stitch of one row and one stitch of another row. So like one stitch is the back stitch, those teeny tiny back stitches, and then the other stitch that you're trading off with is like those loops, which is just kind of like a back stitch that you just didn't pull all the way. And I think thinking about it like that helped simplify it in my brain a little bit. This would have maybe been cute with a chain stitch as an outline, but too late now. It is back stitch. But a chain stitch would have kind of fit with the little cables and made it a little fatter too, but actually I think it's kind of nice. Keep it simple, then the focus can be on the like poof. Alright, that was just a good amount of floss too. Alright, I am going to try and finish his eyes really quick, just so his head can basically be done. I still have like a little bit of the back of his head that isn't done, but maybe we can get that done too. Come back here, needle. I suppose I can use the back as a needle minder too. Alright, now let's pick up that green again, and I think, perfect, I have a little split thread here for that already. I waited to do this little eye bone, brow bone, or whatever, I guess, till I had the hat, because then I could have the back to weave into. So I think I might weave into the back, stitch that, and then come travel the back, and then get the back of his neck there, and then that's the rest of his head, because he's got the coat on. So there's no more green until we get to the bottom part of his body. Ooh, this orange and green together is kind of pretty. Cute. Oh, Rue said that when I got that she's having let me know if this sounds right, that she's having deja vu because this is like paper dolls and they got paper dolls for the beginning of quarantine. Her I don't know if the comment went away. I don't know if you said grandkids or what, but that's fun. Ooh, Darlene got her colors for the Aurifil block today, and fun. Ooh, you got purples. Did you get purple fabric, or are you saying you got like the purple Aurifil thread? Oops. Sorry, guys, I'm a little low here. Bumped the camera. I just want to shimmy across to the back here and get these last couple stitches of the back of the head. So it doesn't go far. So you can see this line, but again, that's the coat's on top of that. So I really only need like 2 stitches here. And then we are done with the green up top here. Alright, so let's weave that in. I think I'm going to get the black out real quick here. I want to finish the rest of his face. So I'm going to do his eyes quick, even though it's time, but it would be nice to have his whole head done here, so I think we'll just go ahead and it's really freaking cute. Let's finish his eyes, because then we're done with the head. So I'm just going to get like 2 little pieces here. Enough for each eye, really. I suppose this is short enough that I can just pull it apart. There we go. I think I'm going to just weave in the back of the eye bone and jump across. Yeah, sometimes I like starting this fresh. You know what? This is a little nuts, but I'm gonna do an away knot for each of these, just because I don't want to see the black jump across anywhere on the backs of like I don't want to see this line from moving one place to the other with that black. So I'm gonna just do an away knot, and I will tuck that in after. Going an extra little mile, I guess, for these eyes. And I think I'm just going to do, these are pretty small, so I think I'm going to just do like little diamonds. So if you just do upside down, like little V's like that, it looks like his eyes are closed, which are kind of fun. Like a content sort of closed. And I'm just going to finish it up though. We'll go all the way around. All right. Cute. And we'll weave in the back here. Almost kind of tying a knot. It's kind of a lot going on here. And then I'm going to actually do the same with this guy. That could have been a little bit longer, I suppose. I think I'll just have enough thread to do this. So there, now by doing that away knot, I have like his eyeballs like contained here at least, so there's no like thread. That you can see from the back. You know what? I think that's good enough. We'll just do those 2. There we go. So let's do the other one, and we'll call it an evening here. This cute little hat, and his head's done. He's gonna be a toasty Tyranno. Okay, doing another away knot there. Okay, we'll do a little diamond for this eye as well. Now if you go a half or like a diamond or like an upside down V, let's call it that, then it gets a different closed eye look. Kind of a little happy wink we got going on there right now. It's actually kind of cute, little winky Tyranno, but we'll do his whole eye. So different little expressions you can give them just with different eye shapes. All right, there we are. Let's weave in our end and call it a night. Ooh, what color for the coat? I mean, I don't know. We'll have to. What do you think we should do, Amy? So it's kind of like those black poofy coats, although those come in all different colors these days. Like a purple would be pretty, or even like a brown would even be pretty, like a hunter colors. Gosh, even like red would be pretty. Black would totally work too. your traditional poofy coat. I think my mom actually has a white one. It could be a white one. That'd be kind of fun. Although I think we'll do the ice skates probably white, like like super traditional kind of ice skates. Oh, well, we'll actually do it probably with a black outline, and then they'll look white probably. Maybe we'll do them white. I'll have to think about that for the next time we work on him, but let's get that fuzzle out of here. So cute! Alright, so here is his little face and little hat. Looking all silly and cute. Oh, blue. That'd be a cute color too, Noeline. That'd be really nice, actually. I kind of like the blue idea. All right. So here we are, looking all silly. I like it. This is fun. So I'll take another photo of this close up like I did yesterday so you can see what it's looking like so far. But I think that was a great idea. Thanks for the suggestion yesterday of giving turkey work a try for this hat poof. I think it worked out just right for it. Just the right amount too. Doing more than that would have been, more tedious, I suppose. But just this little poof worth was great. I'm excited to continue to work on this. This will be like when we have some spare time, we'll work on this again. Because next week, it is a new month. So on that note, Saturday it's Halloween, but it is also the last day. Wait a sec, is Saturday Halloween Eve or is... Oh yeah, Sunday's the 1st, isn't it? I think Sunday's the 1st. So tomorrow is Halloween. And... that means it's the last day of the embroidery of the month, and that's what we finished yesterday as well. So here's our light-colored version. It's the Bride of Frankenstein's Bouquet, and here is the dark version. This is what the bundle comes with, the dark version like this, with all the floss, all the thread, all the black fabric and everything too. So that is tomorrow. Tomorrow at midnight is the last day for that, and then Sunday... at midnight, I guess, or 12:01 is when the new embroidery of the month, so November embroidery of the month is coming up soon. And then next week, we'll be working on the granny square quilt again. So I think we might start on the border. I know I'm not done with all of the blocks yet, but there's only a few, and I know some people are just waiting, including my mom, for me to work on the border of that quilt. So I think we're going to jump ahead and do the border of the granny square quilt on starting Monday. So awesome, you guys. Thank you again. Have a fabulous Halloween, and I will see you on Monday for November. Good night, you guys.